At the beginning of the story, we see a magical planet named Meow Star located at the farthest corner of a galaxy. Life existed there long before Earth, and just as Earth is the planet of humans, Meow Star was the planet of cats. All the cats living there were highly advanced and led a life similar to humans. However, one day, due to the collision of two massive meteors in space, a rain of smaller asteroids began to fall on Meow Star, causing the planet to start being destroyed. This was because Meow Star was directly in the path of the colliding asteroids. Seeing the destruction of Meow Star, the Meow King decided to save his species. He sent a few brave Meow warriors to Earth with a mission to attack humans, enslave them, and make Earth their new home for all the cats of Meow Star. Over the next thousands of years, these warriors who had come to Earth to enslave humans instead became enslaved by the love of humans. They started living among them as pets and became beloved companions. Some Meow warriors landed in India, where they began teaching yoga to the people, marking the advent of yoga on Earth. When the Meow King saw the condition of his warriors on Earth, he decided to send the Prince of Meow Star to Earth to join the warriors already there and attack humans to enslave them, ultimately establishing the rule of Meow Star over the entire Earth. The king gave the prince a magical locket and instructed him never to let it out of his possession because if he did, he would lose his powers on Earth and turn into an ordinary cat. Following his father's orders, the prince took the magical locket, boarded his spaceship, and set out for Earth. In the next scene, we meet Shalu, a man who has come with his friend to interview for the position of a news anchor at a news agency. However, his anchoring skills were so poor that everyone laughed at him, and he failed to secure the job. Shalu was also a good football player, but when he received a cash prize for winning a match, the check flew away in the wind, and he couldn't get any money. Following this, Shalu tried his hand at various businesses but failed in all of them. Shalu's wife, Masli, aspired to become an actress and made several attempts but failed due to her poor acting skills. However, she was still trying to fulfill her dream of becoming an actress. Shalu and Masli's son, Yavo, aspired to become a movie director and was always filming strange and unique things with his camera. But when he shared his videos and footage on social media, no one watched them, leaving Yavo very disheartened. Yavo's younger sister was still in school, but had a physical disability that made her life difficult. She was often bullied by her classmates. One day, when she was alone in the park, she prayed to God for a kind friend because she didn't have a single friend at school. The next day, we see the Prince of Meow Star entering Earth's atmosphere with his spaceship. However, due to the atmospheric pressure, his spaceship started malfunctioning. During this, his magical locket slipped from him and fell into a city below, landing in Shalu's neighborhood. Soon after, his spaceship crashed, and the prince landed in the same city where Shalu lived with his family. Next, we see Shalu receiving a call from a director who asks him to take care of his pet cat while he goes on vacation with his wife. The director promised to compensate him generously for this favor. Shalu agreed, but when he told his wife about it, she became very angry. They argued because his wife didn't want to have a cat in their house and didn't want to take care of it. Meanwhile, the prince was amazed to see the large buildings of the city. When he spotted Shalu's house, he remembered that his locket had fallen there. He tried to jump into Shala's house to retrieve his locket, but without the locket, he had turned into an ordinary cat and fell to the ground, getting injured. At the same time, the director arrived with his cat in his car. He spoke to Shalu, and during this, the prince, seeing the director's cat, transformed himself to look like the cat to blend in with humans. Although the prince managed to transform into the director's pet, his size was much larger than a normal cat. The director's cat got scared and ran away. The director handed over the cat to Shalu, instructing him to take care of it, and left. When Shalu saw the prince, he was terrified because of the prince's enormous size. However, he managed to bring the prince into his house, where his family was also shocked to see him. But Shalu's daughter was not afraid. She felt that she had found the friend she had prayed for. Initially, the prince planned to use his powers to kill Shalu and his family immediately, but he decided to search for his locket first. So, he started living with them, pretending to be friendly. At night, the prince signaled the other Meow warriors to gather in one place. When they arrived, he was furious to see the lack of discipline among them. One of the warriors told him that they had become enslaved by humans on Earth. Hearing this, the prince decided to kill Shalu and his family first to avoid the same fate. At night, the prince tried to harm Shalu and his family one by one, but he couldn't bring himself to do it because he had never killed a human before. Seeing their innocence, he decided to wait until the next day. By morning, the prince had started feeling a sense of loyalty toward the family, just like other normal cats. Shalu and his family tried to feed the prince, but he didn't like anything they offered. They went to the market to buy food the prince might like. When they returned home, they were shocked to see their house in a mess because the prince had turned everything upside down searching for his locket. Shala's wife was furious and tried to attack the prince, but Shala stopped her, thinking the prince was just an ordinary pet cat. Later, when Shala's wife prepared milk with fish for the prince, she unknowingly mixed poison in it, which the prince ended up drinking. This weakened him, and while he was resting outside, he saw two thieves breaking into a neighbor's house. The prince deliberately led the thieves to Shala's house to cause trouble. The thieves entered Shala's house and began eating food in the kitchen. When Shala's wife and kids encountered them, the thieves took the family hostage and demanded valuables. But the family had nothing valuable, as they were already struggling financially. Shalu tried to distract the thieves by showing them old business products they could steal instead. The thieves grew angry and began assaulting Shalu and his family. The prince, seeing this, realized his mistake and decided to protect the family. He confronted the thieves, who laughed at the sight of such a large cat, but the prince attacked them, overpowering them easily. Shalu and his family were overjoyed and embraced the prince, who also felt happy and content. The next day, when Shala's daughter went to school, her teacher informed her that she had failed her math test and instructed her to bring her parents to school the following day. The class teacher, who wanted to talk to the parents, felt very upset upon learning the situation. When the child came home to ask her mom to accompany her to school, she couldn't muster the courage to ask and returned to her room, overwhelmed with worry about how she would manage to take her parents to school. Meanwhile, Gigi was looking for his magical locket in the house. While searching, he accidentally got tangled in some clothes. Seeing Gigi wrapped in clothes, the girl had an idea. The next day, she wore Gigi's clothes, put on a mask, and went to school pretending to be her mother. When the class teacher saw Gigi, she was completely shocked because Gigi was quite fat and spoke with a strange accent. The class teacher asked the mother to remove the mask, wanting to confirm her identity. However, the girl lied, saying her mom had a rare disease that prevented her from removing the mask. The teacher, suspecting something was off, started questioning her. During the conversation, a bird entered the classroom, and Gigi, pretending to be the mother, started chasing it around to catch it. The teacher was left bewildered and angry at the bizarre behavior. The girl quickly came up with another excuse, saying her mom's disease was turning her into a cat. This story made the teacher emotional, and she agreed to promote the girl without further complications. The girl was overjoyed and celebrated with Gigi. At home, while everyone was enjoying their time, they noticed some people pasting posters outside their house. The posters claimed that the family owed $2 million in debt. Furious, the girl's mom argued with the people pasting the posters. At that moment, the dad, Salo, arrived. When questioned about the debt, he remembered that while he hadn't borrowed the money himself, he had co-signed as a guarantor for his friend David, who had taken the loan and disappeared without repaying it. Upon hearing this, the mom was enraged and couldn't believe Salo had been so naive. In her frustration, she started hitting Salo, but he managed to calm her down with a kiss. Back at home, both Salo and the mom were worried about how they would repay such a huge amount. While they were still contemplating, Gigi received a call from a friend informing him that the videos he had recorded of Gigi had gone viral on social media. This news made the entire family happy. Because of the video's popularity, Gigi and the family began receiving numerous offers to shoot advertisements for various brands. They didn't want to miss this opportunity, so they started shooting mini ads with Gigi, earning a lot of money in the process and enjoying the work as well. One day, while at a hotel, Salo met a man who offered to sell him a Rudraksh necklace, claiming it was made from the purest beads from the highest mountains. Salo was skeptical because the man was asking for a lot of money. Another man then approached Salo, warning him that the first man was a fraud, selling fake necklaces. The second man then shared that he himself was a treasure hunter and had a map that could lead to hidden treasure. While they were talking, a third man joined them, also claiming to have a treasure map. Excited, all three started discussing their plans to find the treasure and become rich. Salo overheard them and learned that one of the men was terminally ill, with only 3 months to live. The sick man wanted to sell his map to make enough money to live comfortably for the remainder of his life. The other 2 men didn't have enough money to buy the map, so they convinced Salo to purchase it by luring him with the promise of immense wealth. Unaware that the 3 men were part of an elaborate scam, Salo withdrew all his family's savings from the bank to buy the map. When the mom found out about this, she and the rest of the family rushed to stop Salo. By the time they reached the meeting point, Salo had already handed over the money and received the fake map in return. Suddenly, News flashed on TV showing pictures of the three men, labeling them as wanted criminals who scammed people for money. Realizing the truth, Salo and the family tried to stop the scammers, but they managed to escape with the money. The mom was devastated and furious with Salo for losing all their hard-earned money, which she had hoped to use for their daughter's medical treatment. She decided to leave Salo and take the children with her. Seeing the family fall apart, Gigi was heartbroken as he had come to consider himself part of their family. The next scene shows the daughter at school, where she learns about an upcoming running competition involving both students and their parents. Excited, she registered for the competition. However, when she told her mom about it, she refused to participate with Salo, still upset with him. Disheartened, the girl shared her worries with Gigi. Determined to help, Gigi brought a drunk Salo to the training ground and encouraged him to practice football. Salo, reminded of his younger days, started training earnestly. During this time, Gigi also found his magical locket on a tree near the house. Overjoyed, he decided to use the locket to reunite the family. He sent signals to bring them together, and soon the misunderstandings between Salo and his wife were resolved. The family reconciled and participated in the competition together, where they performed exceptionally well. Although the daughter initially struggled due to her injured leg, Gigi's magical powers healed her, enabling her to run like a normal child. The miraculous event amazed everyone present, leaving them overjoyed. With his mission complete and his locket restored, Gigi decided to return to his home planet, Superstar. Before leaving, he erased all memories of him from the family's minds. Back on his planet, Gigi reported to his king about humans, describing their power of love as an extraordinary yet dangerous weapon capable of enslaving anyone. The king, interpreting Gigi's words as an excuse for failing his mission, punished him by assigning him to work in the fields. On Earth, Salo's family was happy once again, with their daughter fully recovered. One day, a spaceship from Earth landed on Gigi's planet as part of a space mission. Gigi greeted the visitors, sharing food and playing with the dogs they had brought. Eventually, he decided to return to Earth with the mission team. When he arrived, Salo's family was initially terrified, not remembering who Gigi was. Over time, however, they welcomed him back into their lives, and Gigi happily resumed living with them. The movie concludes with Gigi living joyfully with the family once again, having found a new home and purpose on Earth.